Hey, here we go, people. John Norland here. I wanted to give you a tip in case you're struggling the way I was about where to put or how to tell Ableton Live 8 where to save your files. I was having all kinds of trouble because I couldn't find where it was putting stuff. Okay. So I'm going to open my Mac hard drive and show you that this is, what I've got on my Mac hard drive, but I want to save the stuff to this external 1 terabyte drive so I don't clog up my system. So I want to show you that that's totally empty. Okay. I'm going to open Ableton Live 8 and I'm going to, my rewire's busted. Sorry about that. But then I'm going to save this live set in a new, tell it where to save it, and that's going to solve my problem. When I go save live set as, if I tell it to save it to that external hard drive, then it's going to go where I want it. And I'm going to call it, I'm going to call this test. Now there's a little weird bit of nomenclature. I'm using Ableton Live to record songs and, music, right? I know people use it for all sorts of stuff, but they're calling a project like a set of live sets. I would call project like maybe an album, and I would call a live set a song. So that nomenclature took me a while to get my head around. So anyway, I'm going to tell it to save it as that. Then I'm going to get rid of this one, get another audio track, turn them sideways. Now also here, I want to rename. I got to get the inputs to the right place so I can record a little something. I'm going to rename these tracks. I'm just going to call this lead voc. You know what? I'm going to even make test lead voc. Now, putting the song name in there is overkill to a degree because it's going to put it in the song folder. But just in case that somehow that file ends up somewhere else, I'm going to call these harm vocs because if you heard them, they would hurt you. So anyway, I put test in the file name just in case it ends up somewhere else. Then you'd be able to know what song it went in. Okay, so I'm just going to record this one first. Believe blah 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 do bop bop. Then I'm going to do this one. I believe blah 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 do bop bop. Okay, so I've got those two. Now, when I tell it to save the live set, it saves it all, just like this. Now, here's the last thing I want to show you. Now, if we go back in here, it's put this folder in there called test project. Again, project means sort of album to them. If I open that, it's got in it a bunch of other folders. Now, I want to go to this other view so you can see that it's got, this is like, I guess, a little file about the album. This is a little file about the song, right? The sort of where your settings are, etc. This, if I understand correctly, is the actual like equivalent of the WAV or the MP3 file, the audio file of each of the tracks that I recorded. And these are other little info files they need with them. So from just those two little files I created, it created 1, 2, 3, 4 extras, so there's 6. But that's the way that goes. Okay, so now I'm going to back out to I'm going to go back to my hard drive, and maybe I can go back to this. Maybe I can just go back to this view. Yeah. Now, if I just go, I was just screwing around. I don't really want to keep anything from that. I can just drag this whole thing into the trash, and then it's all gone. So anyway, I think their system accepted the names that they came up with, which aren't very musical. They're very industrial. So maybe they're good if you're doing industrial music and you're German, but they sucked here and they should have hired me to help them do better labeling, better communication. But anyway, other than that, then once you get your head around what project means and live set means, and you see how to direct it when you start, and you got to do it when you open up a new song or a new live set. You got to tell it. Now, I could add more live sets to this project, this album. So anyway, that's me. That's it. John Norland signing off. Thanks.